Okay, happy Saturday. This is day one of the world apparently coming to an end. Yeah, I'm being a little dramatic, but yesterday, as you know, because if you saw my previous post, they closed schools all over my state. Every single public school in this state is closed, and it's going to be deep cleaned. Today, I took Charlie to swim lessons. Those were still on. The YMCA in my town is trying very much to be, I guess, Custer's last stand. They're staying open. They've only, at this point, canceled stuff that's aimed at seniors. Oh God, my nose itches, and I'm trying very hard not to touch my face as much as I used to. But anyway, I just got out of the pool, and according to the swim instructor, chlorine kills everything. But still, I've touched some other surfaces since I got out of the pool. Anyway, so yes, the Y is still open, but she said every day things are, changing, and they may not be open by Tuesday when I go for my Tuesday evening class with him. We did try Child Watch about 2 weeks ago, but you know what? We're gonna put the skids on that. I'm not gonna be exercising. And if I do, I'll be leaving Charlie at home because I'm not comfortable leaving him in Child Watch right now. There have been no confirmed cases on this side of the state yet, but I doubt that that will continue. People just kind of go wherever they want to, and there's no guarantee that it won't find its way to this side of the state eventually. Especially with the warm weather and stuff like that, people are gonna still get out before they realize that they've been infected. So that's going on. Again, I'm not really sure what to make of all of this. I saw something the other night about how there's this mass epidemic every 100 years. 1820, and then of course around 1919, 1920, they had the Spanish flu. So we're about due for a mass pandemic. So that's interesting that that's going on. So I am, sometimes in my moments of getting a little concerned, I think to myself, is this going to be our mass pandemic? Is this going to be our bubonic plague? And in that case, I'm a little worried. But honestly, and this is just coming from me and my personal opinion, I'm also a little worried that in our efforts to exercise extreme caution because of what we know about how viruses and diseases spread, that we may cripple our society by reacting so strongly. Because we've had an incidence of that before too. We threw ourselves into a world depression by overreacting to Wall Street falling back in the late 20s or early 30s. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, that's what I believe. If I'm wrong, don't get angry with me. But I'm pretty sure there was lots of variables there. But I do know that when we had the Great Depression, one of the factors that played into it was that people overreacted and Wall Street fell. And so that's a concern too. Where do I think this is gonna happen? We've closed all schools. Okay, and some naive people are like, oh yeah, well, the teachers are supposed to send materials home with the kids, and they have. So just continue to do school at home. It doesn't work like that. The materials, yes, work on them with your kids if your school sent materials home with your kids. But what about the people that have to work? What about the people who, unfortunately, and this is something I think about because I live in I work for an impoverished community. What about the people who they really can't read or do math much better than their children can? Or their children are better at it than they are? Just that kind of stuff. People are like, keep a schedule. That's nice. You should keep children, getting up at the same time and going to bed at the same time as they're used to. Don't let your household fall into disarray. But I think people are being a little naive to assume that you can just keep a very strict schedule with your children while schools are out. Because first of all, that's not how family households should work, in my opinion, okay? We have strict schedules at school because we're trying to keep a large number of children and a workforce, the staff, on task so that mass chaos doesn't happen. But in your household, you know, sitting there trying to do school at home isn't going to work if your family needs a little more flexibility. And I think that that's what we need right now. We need a little bit more flexibility because there's a lot happening day by day, minute by minute. And sitting here assuming that everybody has the luxury of doing school at home is being naive. And this is where I'm getting into people who work while their children are in school. They don't know what to do right now. Oh, you know, what do you do during the summer? I saw somebody on Facebook, what do you do during the summer? Do that now. You obviously don't understand how a community works to take care of its children. Communities have months to prepare for summer break. Programs go into effect, summer camp, daycares prepare for a larger number of children. But right now, there are no summer camps. Right now, people who plan to take the summer off to be with their kids can't do that because this happened very quickly. And right now, daycares are closing as well. So they can't take the extra kids. They're telling the kids they already have. They're telling parents, we're not taking them either. And it's leaving a lot of people without childcare options. So then that's going to cripple the workforce because people are not going to be able, oh, work from home. Okay. What about restaurant servers? What about gas station attendants? What about people who work in grocery stores? You know, people sure as heck assume that these things are still going to be open, but how are they going to be open if the people who work these working class jobs can't come to work because their kids have nowhere to go while they're at work? You have two options: risk being fired or putting your company in a tight spot, or leave your children home, which if they're like upper school aged or if they're preteens or teenagers, that's something. But what if your oldest child is 5 and then you also have 2 babies and the school is closed and the daycare is closed? You're not going to work. So that is the moral of my story, is like, okay, maybe this thing, maybe we do need to take this seriously because maybe it could be our mass pandemic that we're due for. But at the same time, our response may also work equally to cripple our society, and that's what I'm concerned about. So I think I'm going to keep vlogging. I have nothing to do except for vlog, so I'll probably vlog every day until schools go back into session. And I just want to say, I am not an alarmist. I'm just saying that there have been incidences where disease has crippled us, but there have also been instances in our history where people feeding into mass hysteria has crippled society, and it's taken a while to get back. And I think either both are due right now or neither are due right now, but I do think we're facing some tough times, and we all just kind of need to be a little kinder to each other. And we need to understand that just because something works for your family doesn't mean you can judge another family for finding this situation difficult, especially if they have children, because every school in many states are closed now. All right, this ran a little long, so people probably aren't going to watch it till the end. If you watch till the end, leave a comment, because people really aren't commenting. I'm interested to see who's watching this. All right, I'm at home now. I'm going to get going. Stay well, my friends, and if you turn into a zombie, stay away from me. All right, thanks. Bye.